everybody? It's your boy Eddie here, and welcome back to the channel. And I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. And as y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail of the video, we are in for an awesome review that I am personally extremely excited for. From the details, from the color blocking, from the premium materials used, from the callbacks to all 40 years of the Air Jordan brand. We got a review for the ages, guys. But before we even continue this video, please make sure that you smash that subscribe button down below, as well as hit that notification bell. And if y'all already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with all of your friends and your family, because again, in order for your boy's channel to continue to grow, we got to hit more and more milestones, and I cannot do that without y'all help. So with that being out of the way, guys, let's just get right into what you came here for, which is none other than the Air Jordan 40. We're talking about 40 years of the Jordan brand being in existence and still going strong today. And this colorway is known as the Classic. And I do have to say so myself that this colorway is absolutely phenomenal. I love the light gray. I love the premium materials. I love the black. All of my favorite colors to wear other than the color blue, but I'm fine because the color palette just looks amazing on this sneaker. But I want to hear what y'all think about this sneaker in the comment section down below. Then when looking at the inspiration behind the shoe, it's very simple, right? So Michael Jordan joined the league back in 1984 and officially released the 1985 Air Jordan 1s, which we all know as one of the most classic sneakers ever made. And from there, 40 years later, in 2025, we now have this Air Jordan 4. So that's pretty much all of the major history behind the shoe. And something that I briefly wanted to bring up that comes directly from the main designer of this Air Jordan 40, Leo Chang, is that he wanted to drive innovation with this Air Jordan 40. And I do have to say so myself that he went crazy with the designs, number one. There's a lot of callbacks to previous Air Jordans. I don't know all of them that are on this sneaker, but there's a lot of Team Jordan's influence, and there's also a lot of 1 through, I want to say, 14 influence on this sneaker, which I'll get into later into the details of the video. But it doesn't only stop with that. This is the first Nike Inc. sneaker, so that's across Converse, Nike, Jordan brand, everything. This is the first sneaker to actually include full-length Zoom X foam, as well as a full Zoom Strobel, which I'll show you guys what that actually means when we get later into the details of the shoe. But I do have to say the comfort of this sneaker is probably one of the best comforts I've ever felt on any sneaker I've ever put on. And I'm not a performance-based YouTuber. However, if you want to go to Wear Testers or some other pages like that, they can give you the full performance aspect of it. But from a casual or stylistic perspective, you could come to me for that. And I do have to say, which you'll see in the on foot look. I'll actually put some of the on foot look details because I did two. One with some shorts and then one with some more premium type of sweatpants, which is kind of the vibe that I can see going with this. Fear of God more specifically. But again, you guys will see that on the on foot look portion of the video. So now let's just briefly go over into the box details. And I do have to say that they went full luxurious vibes with this sneaker, because not only is the box pretty sleek, premium feeling and all that type of stuff, but it comes wrapped in this beautifully white wax tissue paper right here with these nice different tapes. Definitely gives a lot of Fear of God vibes to the actual sneaker. Also, something else to note is that there is a sticker tag right there, but as I was saying, it does give a lot of Fear of God vibes to it, especially when you look at the Fear of God athletic ones. The design language definitely is very similar to it. However, the argument is that you can see a lot of Air Jordan throughout the whole entire sneaker, which again, I'll get into a little bit later to the details of the video. So now let's just focus back onto the box details. So once you take off that nice premium wax tissue paper, what you got right here is this beautiful all black box with this red but slightly iridescent Jumpman logo right here, which is pretty nice. But then when you go all over the box, it's pretty much all black and sleek, which is fine with me. And then when going onto this side of the box, we do have a sticker tag right there, and it does read off as Air Jordan 40, and the colorway shown is white, vast gray, and black. And when looking at the color of the sneaker, I can confirm those colorways are indeed true. And then when it comes to the sizing of the sneaker, I'm sure this is what a lot of people have been waiting for. I 100% recommend to go a half size up. My true to size is a size 8, but with this sneaker, I feel that the comfort level will be best with a half size up. So when I put these on, they literally fit like a sock. They're super comfortable, they feel great, it's bouncy, it's responsive, but it does have that sock-like feel to it. So I think that if I were to wear that size 8, it would be too tight for me. But now with that sizing info being out of the way, let's just get right into the inside of this box lid right here. And pretty much, again, it's just smooth, luxurious, definitely gives Fear of God vibes, but with the Air Jordan twist to it. So we do have that nice red box detail on the inside, and then we do have some more premium white wax tissue paper right there. And now with this being out of the way, let's just get right into the details. Man, I am so excited to be doing this, especially after putting them on. I find these sneakers to be extremely beautiful to the eye. I mean, the color blocking is absolutely perfect. Again, the comfort and the materials. It's been a minute since we had multiple premium materials on a performance-based sneaker. But then when you look at the other details, you're gonna be like, oh snap, whatever. So let's just get right into it so you can see that. So now when going on to the toe box area of the sneaker, we have this beautiful panel right here. And I do have to say this definitely gives the Fear of God Athletics 1 basketball sneaker vibe with this beautiful wide toe box / mudguard area. And it is in this nubuck material, which feels absolutely amazing to touch. I mean, the quality is there, it feels great. So I'm moving more up now. We do have some more nubuck materials. This doesn't feel as premium as the nubuck that is on the toe box area, but that is totally fine with me. It still looks great and feels good to the touch. And then when looking at the laces, man, I love these laces right here. So it's all black laces, but on top of that, there are a lot of polka dot 3M dots on it. And I do have to say that it does make the shoe pop. Even from just a standard perspective with no flash or light or anything like that, it looks great. But then when you add the 3M hit to it, this joint is absolutely bonkers. But something else to note that you probably won't normally notice is the fact that we do have the Air Jordan 13 lacing system. But the twist to it is that it actually has the Air Jordan 10, specifically the Air Jordan 10 steel eyelets. And it's probably gonna be hard to catch that on the camera, but I got y'all covered because I took some pictures and did some B-roll, and that was probably the hardest part of this video, actually getting all the individual details on the sneaker. So on the B-roll, you're probably gonna be able to see this, but on the inside of the actual tongue itself, which is very similar to the Jordan 10s, there's a lot of years that have significant meaning to it, and they are color coded. So you see on the left hand side, it says 1981, and then on the right hand side, it says through 1982. That is the year that Michael Jordan won with UNC the NCAA championship. Then when you move to the next year, we do have 1990 to 1991. That is the first year Michael Jordan got his first championship. Then 1991 to 92, that was his back-to-back. And 1992 to 1993, that was his three-peat. So then when moving on to the right side of the shoe, we have the year 1984 in gold, as well as the year 1992 in gold. And those were 2 years that Michael Jordan actually won the men's basketball Olympics. Obviously, 1984 was the year he joined the league, but he also played on the men's basketball team at that point, which just shows how good he was as a player that young. And then in 1992, we do have the Barcelona Olympics. A lot of classic information and details on that. And then when looking at 1995 to 1996, this was Michael Jordan's comeback year, which he won the championship. 1996 to 97, another back-to-back. And then finally 1997 to 1998, which was his last three-peat. So let's just focus back onto the details on the top of the tongue now. When we look at this tongue tab, what does that look like? It absolutely looks like a Air Jordan 5 tongue tab, and it is 3M and reflective, which is an awesome hit. Then when we actually flip that tongue over, we have a lot of different details right here. And it has this kind of like beige detail on it, which kind of contrasts from the all black detail that we got on the opposite side of the tongue. And it does read off as Air Jordan 40. We do have some codes right there. Then it says the US size, which is an 8.5 for me. Then it says design in Beaverton, shout out to Leo Chung. And then it says made in Vietnam. Now when moving on to the lateral side of the sneaker, as I mentioned, overall the profile of the sneaker is very simple, but it is also very classic, which plays onto the name that they put for this color blocking. So as you can see right here on this white panel, we do have some nice white leather, and it does have a tumble detail to it. And when moving on to the ankle collar area right here, we do have some more nubuck details, which wraps around the whole entire ankle area of the shoe into the eyelets. But something else that I briefly want to mention is the fact that we do have this thick cushioning system right here. However, it is separate from the actual eyelet itself, which I think is a very nice touch. So it wraps around your whole entire ankle, but it is separate, and you don't have to lace it into the shoe, but you do have that option, and I think that's a very fire and unique detail that they put on the sneaker. So now I'm moving into the back heel area now. At the top, we do have this unique stylized 40 number right here, which is to represent 40 years of the Air Jordan brand, as well as the Air Jordan 40. But then right below that, what does that look like to y'all? Y'all tell me. I'm gonna do a Dora the Explorer moment right here. I'm gonna wait for y'all to answer that. Okay, I got y'all answer. Yes, this is definitely reminiscent of the white cement 4 with that kind of speckled detail right there. And that is meant to replicate the heel tab that we would normally see on that white cement Air Jordan 4. So on that, it actually does say Nike Air right there. And I think that's a very nice detail. The Nike is a standard Nike font, but the Air is that Air Jordan 40 alien calligraphy font right there. So it does say Air right below that Nike check. And when moving onto the medial side of the shoe, the same thing pretty much follows suit as the lateral side. The only thing different really is this kind of beige detail right here, which is very similar to the beige detail on the back of the tongue. But this is just used for some breathability, and that's why it has all these perforated holes as well as that mesh detail right there. So now when focusing onto the cushioning system, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, it says it on the shoe itself. It does have that Zoom X detail on it, as well as that full length Zoom Strobel detail right there. So with the Zoom X, again, you're gonna have that full length responsiveness detail to it. But what's really fire about this full-length zoom strobel, you're probably not going to be able to see it on the camera. So what they mean by strobel is this actual plate or just flat detail, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a plate, that is stitched into the midsole. So normally it's like this kind of wooden flat plate that you would normally see on an Air Jordan 1 if you were to take out the insole. But for this, it's literally a zoom air bubble throughout the whole entire shoe, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. And normally I do like waiting to the end to show the insole, but since we already just showed the strobel of the sneaker and how beautiful this insole looks, I just think it's worth showing it now. So as you can see right there, we do have this premium insole right here. It's all black, but then at the bottom, it does have that stylized 40 number right there, which stands for 40, obviously. And then right below that, it does say quality basketball products inspired by the greatest of all time. They're obviously speaking about Michael Jordan. But one of the most unique parts, and what surprised me the most, was when you actually flip over this insole. This is a detail nobody's ever gonna see unless you open up the insole. But it does have this unique black and white and gray camouflage pattern. And I do have to say that they went absolutely bonkers with this detail right here. But before we conclude this review, I do want to show you the final detail, which is none other than the beautiful outsole of the sneaker. And I do have to say that the traction pattern is so unique. It looks so fire, and it's literally just a bunch of 4 zeros just going together to make a unique traction pattern. And then of course, as I mentioned earlier, at the top of the outsole, we do have that ball that turns into the Jumpman, which they definitely took from the Air Jordan 12. And one more random detail before we conclude this review, because I do want to show you guys this so you can see this feature, is the fact that we do have that stylized calligraphy, hieroglyphics, Air Jordan 40 detail right there. So it literally says Air Jordan with the 40 right there, and I think that's an amazing touch. And pretty much with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude the history as well as the details of the shoe. So now let's get right into this on for look, all right? Alright, y'all, so that's going to conclude the reviews as well as the on for look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Definitely let me know what you think about this Air Jordan 40 in the classic colorway. Is it deserving of the name? Do you think that it's overhyped? Do you think that the design is whack? I definitely want to know in the comment section down below. Is it a cop or drop? Based on the review already, y'all already know that this is 100% a cop for me. One of the most innovative, one of the best looking, one of the most premium sneakers that Jordan has designed in a very long time, in my personal opinion. We have a lot of callbacks to the OG sneakers, which I truly love, but it's time for a new generation. And I think that Air Jordan and the Nike brand knocked this sneaker right out the park. But again, I want to hear what y'all think about it in the comment section down below. So other than that, y'all, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If y'all already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and your family and all that, because again, in order for my channel to continue to grow, I gotta hit more and more milestones, and I cannot do that without y'all help. So I'll catch y'all in the next video, y'all. Peace.